Since Season 10 launched, I've done over 100 Infernal Hordes runs. I tested every offering, every combination. The result? A tier list and combination system that consistently gets me 1,500 plus Aether every single run, without picking a single Chaos Wave. Now let me break down exactly how I do this. Why most players get low Aether? The reason is simple. You're picking every Chaos Wave that appears. Outside of that, you're just choosing whatever looks best in the moment. But here's the thing. It's not about picking the best individual offering. It's about creating the right combinations. Watch this video from start to finish. Rewatch it if you need to. Once you truly understand what I'm explaining here, you'll never get below 1,500 Aether in an Infernal Hordes run again. The offerings tier list. Let's break down every offering by how much Aether they actually give you. This is based on my experience with hundreds of runs in Season 10, Torment 4. God tier, Aether Fiends plus Aether Lords. This combination is number 1. Every run where you can build this combo early, 2,000 plus Aether is possible. The first goal is finding the Colossal Fiends offering. With this, Aether Fiends now spawn as Aether Lords and drop 3 times more Aether. This is the foundation. Before or after you find Colossal Fiends, you strengthen this with the Ruthless Lords offering. Alongside this, use the Fiendish Legions and the Teeming Masses offerings to increase the number of Aether Fiends that spawn. From this point on, keep picking the Exalted Fiends offering every time it appears. Your Aether gains multiply exponentially. When you execute this combination correctly, after Wave 7 you can easily gain 400 to 500 Aether per wave. If you take the Teeming Masses offering in this combo, you can support it further with the Bursting Masses and the Massing Masses offerings. This multiplies your Masses count, which multiplies your Aether Fiend count, which means even more Aether Lords. This is the combination that gets me 2,000 plus Aether. I can complete this combo in 70% of my Infernal Hordes runs. Now let's move to backup combinations if you can't get the God tier combo. Remember, the key is committing to one combination and building it, not just picking whatever looks best. S tier, Etheric Masses. Here the strategy is building your entire run around Etheric Masses only. When you find the Puffing Masses offering, you enter a multiplicative selection combo where you gain 1 Aether for each offering and 2 Aether for each Masses offering. Your goal is picking the Bursting Masses and the Massing Masses offerings as many times as possible. Building purely around Masses, 1,500 plus Aether per run, is very achievable. Additionally, independent of any combo, the other S-tier options are the Exalted Hordes and the Aether Goblins offerings. These are strong picks when your ideal combinations aren't appearing, based on the tier list. S- tier, Soul Spires. This option doesn't look great on paper, but with the right offerings it can provide incredible multiplicative Aether gains. After finding the Hungry Spires selection, if you find the Precious Spires offering, 2 special offerings unlock. These are the Coveted Spires and the Treasured Spires offerings. All of these multiply the Aether you gain from Soul Spires at 2.5 times, 2.25 times, and 2 times rates. If you successfully stack these offerings, 1,500 plus Aether is possible. A tier, Hellborn. The Hellborn and the Burning Rain, plus the Meteoric Hellborn combination. I'm putting this in A tier. Even if you execute this combination perfectly from start to finish, getting more than 1,200 Aether is very unlikely. For this reason, Hellborn is an offering that should be completely avoided. The Chaotic offering. We haven't mentioned Chaos Waves until now. The reason? This tier list we're building is completely free from Chaos Waves, meaning free from the luck factor. When you pick a Chaos Wave, there are 7 different possible outcomes. Only 2 of them are good choices, Aether Goblins and Aether Lords waves. Since their appearance rate is low, I don't leave things to chance and I don't pick Chaos Waves. Situations where you can pick Chaos Wave. If we're in the first 3 waves of the run and we haven't formed a combination yet. If the offerings in front of us are bad, Chaos Wave can be selected. If we've encountered terrible offerings throughout the entire run and couldn't form any combination, we can select all Chaos Waves that appear. For these reasons, I'm adding Chaos Wave to S- tier, offerings to completely avoid. Number 1. Hellborn selections and combinations should be completely avoided. Number 2. The Enduring Lords selection should be avoided. Not only does it provide no extra Aether, but at the end of every wave it bugs the game and the waves don't end for about 20 to 30 seconds, even though there are no enemies left on the map. Number 3. The Burning Rain and the Wrath of Hell selections should be avoided. Quick timeout. By the way, in our next video we're reviewing one of our followers' builds from start to finish and making improvements. We'll note the shortcomings and areas for development and make improvements live. If you want to be part of this, just comment below with your class and what aspects of your build you want to develop. Alright, let's keep going. Build considerations. Your build matters for this strategy. Some builds are better at handling high density, some are better at burst damage for Aether Lords. Best builds for Aether Fiend strategy. High AoE, fast clear speed. Chain Lightning Sorcerer, Evade Spiritborn, Raven Druid. You're melting packs of fiends constantly. Best builds for Aether Lord strategy. High single target burst. Ball Lightning Sorcerer, Death Trap Rogue, any build that can delete elites fast. Aether Lords are tanky, you need burst. Best builds for mass spam. Tanky builds with good sustain. Bloodlance Necro, Pulverized Druid, anything that can survive being surrounded while you slowly kill everything. Match your offering strategy to your build's strengths. Don't pick Aether Lords if your build has no single target damage. I'm farming 1,500 plus Aether every run with Ball Lightning Sorcerer build, solo carrying 4 people, and I'm immortal. If you want to reach this build, you can find it by checking a few videos back on my channel. Torment tier differences. Quick note on Torment tiers. This guide is optimized for Torment 4, but the strategy works at lower tiers too. Torment 1 to 3. You'll get less base Aether per kill, but the offering priority is the same. Aether Fiends and Lords are still God tier. Torment 4. This is where the strategy really shines. You're getting max base Aether plus the multipliers from good offerings. If you're struggling in Torment 4, drop down a tier. Better to consistently clear Torment 3 with 1,500 Aether than die in Torment 4 with 500. Common mistakes to avoid. Mistake 1. Picking offerings randomly without a strategy. You're not stacking anything. You're not multiplying anything. Pick a direction early and commit. Mistake 2. Not using Exalted Hordes. This speeds up your entire run. Faster waves means more Aether per hour. Mistake 3. Ignoring offering combinations. Puffing masses is mediocre alone, but God tier when you stack mass offerings. Think about synergies. Mistake 4. Picking chaos waves randomly. This is what most players do wrong. They want to pick every chaos wave that appears. But this is wrong. When you create the right combinations, you can earn much more Aether from a normal wave than from a chaos wave. Unless the options in front of you are very bad, you shouldn't pick chaos wave. How to actually hit 1,500 plus Aether. Alright, here's the step-by-step process for every run. Wave 1. Look for Aether Fiends or Aether Lords. If neither appear, pick Exalted Hordes or Mass Offerings. Wave 2. If you got Aether Fiends in Wave 1, look for Teeming Masses or Exalted Hordes to stack spawns. If you got Soul Spires in Wave 1, look for Precious or Coveted Spires to multiply them. Wave 3. By now you should have a direction. Either you're stacking Aether Fiends, stacking Soul Spires, or stacking Masses. Pick offerings that support your strategy. Wave 4 and beyond. Keep stacking your chosen strategy. If you're doing Aether Fiends, look for more spawn rate increases. If Soul Spires, look for multipliers. If Masses, stack more mass offerings. Final boss, Bartuc. By this point, you should be at 1,500 to 2,000 Aether. You're finishing with 1,500 to 2,500 plus consistently. Which chest to open after killing Bartuc? Alright, we finished the run. Let's assume we farmed about 1,600 Aether. We spent 666 Aether to kill Bartuc, and we have about 950 Aether left. We have 3 options here. Spoils of Greater Equipment. This is an equipment chest we open for 400 Aether. It provides plenty of legendary equipment and some Obdicite. It also has Scroll of Restoration drops. If you need equipment, or you're short on Veiled Crystals, you should open this chest. After opening this, we have 2 options left to spend our remaining Aether. The Spoils of Material and Spoils of Gold chests. Material chest. You get high amounts of Obdusite and gem fragments from this. If you need Obdusite, open this. Gold chest. This drops a considerable amount of gold. You get 10 to 100 million gold depending on your Aether count. This gold is very important at the start of the season. What you open here is completely up to you. That's your complete Infernal Hordes Aether guide. God tier offerings, perfect combinations, 1,500 plus Aether every run without chaos waves. Use this tier list and you'll never have low Aether runs again. If this helped, smash that like button and subscribe. More Season 10 content dropping every 2 days. Now get out there and stack that Aether. See you in the next one.